Welcome to my channel, Evergreen Health, your daily path to stronger living. Have you been feeling that familiar stiffness creeping into your knees? Those achy fingers making everyday tasks a struggle? Maybe you're tired of reaching for pills and longing for a natural, gentle way to reclaim your comfort and move freely again. What if I told you the secret to easing joint pain and calming inflammation isn't some expensive supplement or complicated therapy, but something incredibly simple, possibly sitting right in your pantry right now? You absolutely don't want to miss today's revelation, because this video is packed with easy-to-use tips about potent, everyday spices you can effortlessly sprinkle over your meals to help fight joint pain and inflammation the natural way. These aren't obscure, exotic ingredients. Chances are you already have them, patiently waiting to offer their incredible benefits. So settle into your favorite chair, perhaps grab a warm cup of tea, and let's uncover how these humble seasonings can make a profound difference in how your joints feel, allowing you to embrace each day with more comfort and vitality. We're going to kick things off with a spice that might just surprise you. Let's spotlight one of the most underrated spices hiding in plain sight: cloves. These small, dark buds certainly don't look impressive, but please don't let appearances fool you. When it comes to easing joint discomfort and dialing down inflammation, cloves deliver truly outsized benefits. You might typically associate them with holiday baking or perhaps a comforting spiced tea. And yes, they undeniably add that wonderfully warm, cozy note to both desserts and drinks. However, extending far beyond their inviting aroma, cloves are densely packed with powerful bioactive compounds that can actively soothe sore joints and help shield them from further wear and tear. So what exactly gives cloves their impressive edge? The headline molecule here is eugenol, which is both the source of cloves' signature scent and much of their significant therapeutic power. Eugenol has been extensively investigated for its anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and even analgesic or pain-relieving actions. In plainer terms, this remarkable compound helps quiet the overly active inflammatory pathways within your body, neutralizes damaging free radicals that contribute to aging and cellular breakdown, and effectively takes the sting out of joint pain. Imagine your joints, perhaps puffy, stiff, or tender, where inflammation, though initially the body's protective response, has turned chronic, as often happens in various forms of arthritis. In these situations, inflammation begins to harm rather than help. Eugenol specifically works to inhibit TOX2 activity, which is the very same target many common over-the-counter pain relievers aim at. This offers a gentler, food-based approach to calm that internal fire without solely relying on medication. Furthermore, cloves consistently rank among the most antioxidant-dense spices available. This fact holds immense importance because oxidative stress, stemming from factors like aging, a less than ideal diet, environmental pollution, or even chronic emotional stress, actively accelerates cartilage breakdown and overall joint degeneration. By supplying a rich pool of these crucial antioxidants, cloves significantly help to slow down this destructive process, meticulously protecting joint tissues at a fundamental cellular level. To put it into perspective, on the ORAC scale, which measures antioxidant capacity, cloves remarkably outscore many widely celebrated superfoods, even managing to edge out blueberries in their antioxidant power. Here's another compelling angle. Emerging research strongly suggests that specific clove constituents may actually limit cartilage damage in arthritic conditions. This translates into more than just symptom relief. It implies that cloves may actively help preserve crucial joint structure, thus supporting better flexibility, less stiffness, and a noticeable reduction in flare-ups over a sustained period of time. Now for the practical part. How do you incorporate them into your daily routine without encountering flavor fatigue? It's truly easy. A wonderful starting point is whole clove tea. Simply drop a few whole cloves into gently boiling water. Allow them to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, then strain and sip. A touch of honey and lemon can be added if desired for extra comfort. Enjoy this warming brew after meals or in the evening, especially if nighttime aches are a particular trouble spot for you. If you prefer ground cloves, remember to go light as their flavor is wonderfully potent, so even a small pinch is usually plenty. You can stir this into your morning oatmeal, blend it into a banana and cinnamon smoothie for added depth, or fold it into savory curries and stews. This way, you'll gain both rich flavor and a valuable dose of joint-friendly compounds in a single, effortless move. You could also upgrade your golden milk ritual. Warm your preferred milk with turmeric, ginger, black pepper, and just a pinch of ground clove. This creates a deeply soothing, anti-inflammatory pre-bed ritual that your joints will undoubtedly appreciate. For an infused oil, gently warm olive oil with a few whole cloves and other joint-supportive spices. Drizzle this subtly flavored oil over roasted vegetables or use it as a finishing touch for salads to add a gentle, functional lift. A quick word of caution: cloves are highly concentrated in eugenol, and large doses, particularly in supplement or essential oil form, can sometimes be too much for the body and may trigger unwanted side effects. Therefore, it's wise to keep your intake to normal culinary amounts to capture the substantial benefits without any undue risk. If you enjoy aromatherapy, the warm, comforting scent of clove oil can be incredibly soothing, and a properly diluted topical application, always mixed with a carrier oil like coconut or almond, may provide localized warmth and a mild numbing sensation on sore areas. Always remember to patch test first before widespread application. Why do we so highly recommend cloves for joint care? Precisely because they are simple, accessible, and remarkably effective. There are no complicated recipes or radical lifestyle shifts required, just small, thoughtful additions that powerfully stack up over time. Real recovery isn't only about what you avoid, it's also profoundly about the smart additions you make that actively support healing. Cloves are exactly that kind of everyday upgrade. So the next time you're planning your meals, or if your joints begin to feel a bit tight, consider where a little clove magic can easily slip in. Your body, and especially your joints, will certainly feel the welcome difference. Next, let's chat about a spice you probably already associate with comforting flavors: cinnamon, and precisely why it truly deserves a prominent place in your joint care toolkit. Most of us immediately think of cinnamon belonging on cinnamon rolls, apple pie, or swirled into a cozy cup of chai. Yet, that very same warm, familiar seasoning tucked away in your pantry can actually play a profoundly meaningful role in easing everyday joint aches and diligently dialing down inflammation. That humble stick or powder could easily become one of the simplest natural supports for nagging sore knees, stiff fingers, or an achy back that protests after a long day. Cinnamon boasts an impressive and extensive history in traditional healing systems across the globe, from ancient Egypt to Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine, where it was highly valued for its profound restorative properties. Modern research is now meticulously catching up, systematically validating what those ancient traditions observed and revered. The key bioactive compound here is called cinnamaldehyde. This fascinating molecule is responsible for cinnamon's unmistakable signature aroma and flavor, but it also remarkably carries potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Given that persistent, long-standing joint pain is largely driven by continuous low-grade inflammation, anything that safely and gently nudges those inflammatory pathways downward can make a very real difference in your day-to-day comfort. When chronic inflammation is constantly simmering, the immune system can sometimes mistakenly target the body's own healthy tissues, which then manifests visibly as stiffness, swelling, and debilitating pain. Cinnamaldehyde and its related compounds are instrumental in helping to calm and moderate that exaggerated immune response. Several studies have convincingly linked regular cinnamon intake with notable reductions in critical inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein and TNF-alpha, both of which are strongly associated with painful, inflamed joints. In one clinical trial, individuals grappling with rheumatoid arthritis who consistently consumed cinnamon daily reported experiencing less pain and swelling compared to a control group. For something as beautifully simple as a kitchen spice, that is an undeniably significant result. There's another crucial angle that matters just as much: circulation. Healthy, robust blood flow is absolutely vital as it efficiently delivers essential oxygen and nutrients to vital structures like cartilage, ligaments, and other connective tissues, while simultaneously removing metabolic waste products that can aggravate soreness. Cinnamon actively supports better circulation, which in turn can help these tissues repair themselves more effectively, stay supple, and consequently function more smoothly. This combination of improved blood flow alongside a quieter, less inflammatory internal environment is a powerful synergy your joints can truly feel and appreciate. Beyond circulation, cinnamon may also remarkably assist with maintaining balanced blood sugar levels. This might initially sound unrelated to joint comfort, but stable glucose levels actually play a major, often underestimated role in whole body inflammation. Elevated or erratic blood sugar can significantly amplify inflammatory processes throughout the system and unfortunately worsen existing joint symptoms over time. By helping to steady glucose levels, cinnamon intelligently tackles a hidden yet potent driver of inflammatory discomfort from an entirely different direction. This kind of holistic, whole system benefit is exactly what makes food as medicine approaches so incredibly compelling and effective. Now for the highly practical part, how to effortlessly use cinnamon so it genuinely becomes a sustainable daily habit. The good news is, you absolutely don't need to force down large spoonfuls or choke back harsh, unappetizing concoctions. The smartest approach is to begin with foods you already enjoy and simply layer cinnamon in. Try starting your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal, generously scattered with cinnamon, and a handful of fresh berries. This pairing tastes absolutely delicious, and the berries thoughtfully add even more powerful antioxidants to beautifully complement cinnamon's inherent anti-inflammatory punch. If you prefer invigorating smoothies, simply blend a pinch into your morning shake. Banana, almond milk, and even a bit of turmeric play exceptionally well with cinnamon, adding an earthy sweetness and infusing even more joint-friendly compounds into your drink. If a comforting tea is your cherished daily ritual, easily make a simple cinnamon infusion, simmer a cinnamon stick in water for 10 to 15 minutes, then sip it warm. A touch of honey or a slice of fresh ginger brings extra soothing support, making it a wonderfully calming way to either begin your day or gently settle in for the night. Cinnamon also truly shines in savory dishes, adding an unexpected layer of warmth and complexity. For example, try tossing roasted sweet potatoes or carrots with a light sprinkle of cinnamon before they go into the oven. The natural sweetness of these vegetables and the spice's gentle warmth complement each other beautifully, yielding a side dish that is both profoundly nourishing and incredibly joint-friendly. Through these methods, you'll consistently receive low-dose exposure to the beneficial compounds without ever feeling like you're taking medicine. One crucial detail you absolutely should pay attention to is the specific type of cinnamon you choose to buy. There are two primary kinds commonly found on store shelves, cassia and Ceylon. Most mainstream brands typically sell cassia. While cassia is perfectly fine for small occasional culinary amounts, it contains higher levels of a compound called coumarin, which, when large quantities are consumed regularly, may potentially stress the liver. Therefore, if you intend to use cinnamon daily for its extensive health benefits, it's highly recommended to choose Ceylon cinnamon, often accurately labeled true cinnamon. It offers a gentler, more nuanced flavor, and importantly, boasts a much lower coumarin content, making it the superior choice for consistent, long-term use. You can often find Ceylon cinnamon online in specialized health food stores and sometimes even in the organic aisle of larger grocery stores. How much is truly enough? You really don't need a lot to reap the rewards. For general anti-inflammatory support, aiming for about 1 to 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon per day is a very reasonable and effective target. With potent spices like this, consistency profoundly beats sporadic megadoses. A modest amount used diligently day after day tends to work far better and is significantly easier on your body than occasional large servings. Think of it as a steady, gentle nudge toward balance rather than seeking a quick fix. If you're grappling with ongoing joint issues, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of pills, treatments, and often conflicting advice available. Cinnamon offers a refreshing antidote precisely because it's so simple and approachable. You can effortlessly fold it into meals you already cherish and genuinely stick with it without adding any stress to your routine. No elaborate recipes, no strict protocols, just gentle, steady support. And there's an undeniable emotional component too. Cinnamon is inherently comforting. It warms you from the inside out, it softens the edges of a tough day, and it beautifully reminds you that self-care can be both highly effective and profoundly enjoyable. Healing truly doesn't have to be harsh. It can be as accessible and pleasant as a fragrant mug of tea or a well-seasoned side dish. Of course, a quick note on safety is always prudent. More is not necessarily better. It's crucial to stick with culinary amounts, especially if you're using cassia to keep coumarin exposure low. If you take medications or manage chronic health conditions, it's always wise to let your healthcare provider know you're using cinnamon regularly so they can ensure it fits safely and synergistically into your overall wellness plan. Choosing Ceylon cinnamon and adhering to everyday kitchen doses makes regular use a smart, low-risk, and incredibly rewarding strategy. If stiff joints, achy knees, or puffy fingers have been consistently wearing you down, why not give cinnamon a fair and delicious trial? Start sprinkling it into your breakfast, whirl it into a smoothie, brew a simple tea, or season your roasted vegetables. Small, delicious changes truly add up to significant results. Sometimes genuine relief doesn't arrive in a medicine bottle. It comes from a spice jar you already own, applied thoughtfully, one comforting sprinkle at a time. Finally, let's give some long overdue credit to one of the most ordinary yet profoundly powerful spices on your table, black pepper. You might be thinking, really, that everyday sprinkle you twist over everything without a second thought? Yes, that very one. Do not let its familiarity or commonality fool you into underestimating its potential. Black pepper is far, far more than just a flavor enhancer or finishing touch. Used wisely, it becomes a steady, reliable ally for actively easing joint soreness and diligently dialing down uncomfortable inflammation. Often, the most effective tools for healing are the ones humbly hiding in plain sight. For countless centuries, peppercorns have served a dual purpose, both elegantly elevating meals and powerfully supporting wellness in diverse traditions such as Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. Modern scientific research is now rapidly catching up, thoroughly explaining precisely why this pantry staple can be such a profound difference maker for achy knees, stiff fingers, or a back that protests after long, demanding days. The secret to black pepper's remarkable efficacy sits quietly inside a single naturally occurring compound known as piperine. Piperine is primarily responsible for giving pepper its characteristic sharp bite and invigorating flavor, yet it also concurrently delivers notable anti-inflammatory and potent antioxidant effects. These two profound qualities matter enormously when your joints are feeling cranky, protesting, and uncomfortable. Joint discomfort, whether stemming from arthritis or years of accumulated wear and tear, tends to be primarily fueled by chronic, low-grade inflammation. This persistent process leaves tissues feeling swollen, tender, and significantly less mobile, and over time, it can subtly but steadily nibble away at vital cartilage. Piperine helps by intelligently turning down key biochemical signals that drive this internal inflammatory fire. It can inhibit enzymes such as COX-2 and actively dampen pro-inflammatory cytokines, essentially addressing root causes instead of simply muffling symptoms temporarily. In other words, black pepper fundamentally helps your body's system stop yelling in the first place, rather than just quieting the noise. There's yet another crucial layer to this fascinating story. Life inevitably throws oxidative stress at us daily through pollutants, ultra-processed foods, and even profound emotional strain. These constant pressures generate unstable free radicals that relentlessly damage healthy cells, including those precious cells that meticulously protect and cushion your joints. The powerful antioxidants provided by black pepper help neutralize these unstable molecules, vigorously protecting delicate tissue and robustly supporting recovery so your joints can ultimately move with greater ease and less friction. Now comes one of the most compelling and brilliant reasons to deliberately partner black pepper with other joint-friendly foods. Piperine, the active compound, dramatically enhances the bioavailability of certain vital nutrients, most notably curcumin, which is the active component found in turmeric. Curcumin itself has an incredibly strong and well-deserved reputation for profoundly soothing inflammation, but by itself, it is absorbed very poorly by the body. A simple pinch of black pepper, however, can astonishingly increase curcumin uptake by as much as 20-fold. That is precisely why you'll notice that golden milk, turmeric teas, and many anti-inflammatory smoothies so often intelligently include a pinch of black pepper. This combination isn't merely tasty, it's intelligent, synergistic nutrition that effectively unlocks far more of turmeric's incredible healing potential. Bringing black pepper into your daily routine for superior joint support honestly couldn't be any easier. Start by choosing freshly ground pepper rather than relying on pre-ground shakers. Grinding it right before you eat preserves far more piperine, which translates to a greater impact for the same small sprinkle. Keep a small pepper mill right where you eat and add it at the table to lock in potency with absolutely zero extra effort. Make it a habit to use it consistently across your day. Twist fresh pepper over eggs at breakfast. Whisk it into vinaigrettes for salads. Stir it into warming soups and stews. Importantly, combine it thoughtfully with turmeric on roasted vegetables or in lentil dishes for a simple, wonderfully warming, and highly functional pairing. Even a modest pinch, used consistently, truly adds up to significant benefits over time. Furthermore, when you include healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or coconut milk with your meals, the absorption of fat-soluble actives found in these spices improves even further, magnifying their effects. Don't skip your warm drinks. If herbal teas, turmeric lattes, or comforting evening tonics are already a part of your daily rhythm, make sure to include a small crack of fresh pepper. Not only does the flavor become wonderfully rounder and more complex, but you actively activate the powerful anti-inflammatory constituents that are ready to go straight to work for you. This is one of the absolute easiest and most enjoyable ways to weave dedicated joint care into gentle daily rituals you may already love. A quick mindset reset helps too. Chronic joint pain can be incredibly discouraging, especially when you feel like you've tried absolutely everything. Please remember that you are absolutely not powerless. You don't need to completely overhaul your entire life to make meaningful progress. Small, consistent, sustainable habits are precisely what move the needle forward. Black pepper is one of those tiny, easily repeatable choices that quietly and effectively accumulate into less stiffness, less swelling, and ultimately more comfortable, joyful movement. There's no frantic hunt for rare superfoods, no expensive supplements required. Sometimes the most profoundly helpful shift is already sitting right next to the salt on your kitchen table. A brief word on safety. Pepper is generally well tolerated for most people in normal culinary amounts. However, if you have a particularly sensitive stomach or you take certain long-term medications, it's always wise to check with your clinician. Piperine can, in some cases, influence how the body metabolizes some drugs. While this interaction is uncommon at typical food levels, it is still wise to be aware. For the vast majority of people, fresh pepper used generously in everyday cooking is both safe and immensely beneficial. So the very next time you reach for your spice rack, please see black pepper with fresh, appreciative eyes. It is truly more than just a finishing touch. It is a supportive touch, a remarkably simple way to help your body feel better and more vibrant from the inside out. Real relief doesn't always begin in a pharmacy. Sometimes it begins with a few turns of a grinder and the quiet, empowering knowledge that each sprinkle is gently nudging you toward less pain and more possibility. There you have it. A few everyday spices that possess truly remarkable therapeutic potential for your joints. From cinnamon's cozy sweetness to cloves' potent antioxidant punch and black pepper's inflammation-calming kick, these simple, accessible staples do so much more than merely flavor your meals. When used regularly and thoughtfully, they can genuinely support healthier joints, ease swelling, reduce uncomfortable stiffness, and help you move through your days with significantly greater comfort and freedom. The very best part is that you don't need to make sweeping, drastic changes to your life. Instead, just start small. A sprinkle here, a pinch there, and most importantly, keep it consistent. Those tiny, repeatable habits profoundly compound over time, leading to tangible, real results you can feel. Remember, genuine relief doesn't always come from a bottle or a clinic. Often, it truly begins right in your own kitchen with the mindful choices you make every single day. So, give your amazing body the steady support it deserves, one tasty, nutrient-rich plate at a time. If this video helped you feel more hopeful and informed, please tap the thumbs up button and subscribe for even more practical natural health tips and simple remedies that truly work. And if you've already been using any of these incredible spices for joint pain, we'd absolutely love to hear about your personal experience in the comments below. Until next time, please take truly good care of yourself. You are absolutely worth it. Thank you for watching Evergreen Health. Subscribe to stay healthy every day.